Good morning, students. Today we are going to read one very interesting chapter, Evolution of Writing and Communication. Student, as you know, writing is very integral part of communication, and this writing system which we are using today has evolved in earlier times. But at that time, it started by using small images. People used to depict small images, and these images actually represent the physical objects. Then there are two very important form of writings, very ancient form of writings are. First is cuneiform in Mesopotamia. This is the place, one place is Mesopotamia where this cuneiform writing was used, and another one is hieroglyphs and papyrus in Egypt. The other place is Egypt. Here this hieroglyphs and papyrus was used. So let's discuss them in detail. What is cuneiform? This is also known as Sumero-Akkadian cuneiform. This is very earliest form of writing. And who are these Sumerians? Sumerians are the inhabitants, the people who were there in Mesopotamian civilization. They are called Sumerians. So this type of writing was it was used in a wedge shaped mark. This wedge shaped mark means the wedge shaped is like you have seen wedge shape. Okay, I will show you wedge shaped also. So this type of wedge shaped marks were formed on the clay tablets. Fine. So this is cuneiform style of writing, as you can see in the picture. Another one was hieroglyphs and papyrus in Egypt. It was around 3000 BC. Both these writing styles are of the same time. These are contemporary. Like this one is 3100 BC cuneiform and 3000 BC was hieroglyphs. Now, what is hieroglyphs and papyrus? Papyrus, as you can say, papyrus is something like similar to a thick paper that was used as a writing surface on which the writings were done. So the Egyptians, what used to do? They used to draw pictures, and these pictures suggest some objects or the similar concepts. Like you can see in this picture, there's a bird. So it is definitely maybe representing some bird only or similar things. So it was used by the Greeks 500 BC, around 500 BC. So you know what hiero means? Sacred, and glypho means engraved. So this is hieroglyphs. Students, communication. What is communication? You know, when we need to express ourselves, we want to express our ideas. So how we will do that? We will either speak something or write something, or we can also use the sign language. So this is the medium, the exchange of information, of ideas through any means. Any means means you can either speak or write, is called communication, right? So this communication is very important, because we can say when this communication progressed, or when we improved in the communication, then the civilizations also improved. So this civilization is closely linked with communication. Now we have one type of communication is written communication. So this in written communication, you know, earlier it evolved it took long period to evolve this written communication. like first pictographs were used, as you can see in this picture. Such pictographs were found in the caves. So this this picture shows that this is the first pictographs that were found by the scientists or archaeologists. So another thing is, then we found some paper, some writings appeared on paper or papyrus. What is papyrus? Papyrus is actually, you can say, as if we want to compare it now, that you can say it is something which was similar to paper, but it was not exactly paper. It was the it was created out of the very liquid something from the stem of the papyrus plant. So then this kind of writing also evolved. Now information was again the third phase is that we are now able to transfer the information. How? Through our radio waves or electromagnetic radiations. Now see what the inventions we have done with writing. Because why we invented this writing? Because oral or verbal communication could be misleading. Like if I'm saying you something, maybe I'm saying this thing, but you may understand it in different context. आप कुछ अलग समझ सकते हैं. So if we are writing, it becomes more permanent also, right? So what is there are some inventions also given in your book. First one is invention of telephone. As now you all know, you all are aware of telephone, and this was invented by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876. So telephone, and you all are aware, maybe like earlier, before I think you were born, we used to have this STD and ISD systems also. STD was used to make a long distance call within the country, and ISD was used to make long distance call outside the countries. And you can read between the lines, like, okay. So this is the invention of telephone. Now you all are aware of mobile phones, smartphones. What is this? These all are the inventions, and we have invented these things very fast. Now let's talk about another invention, that is telegraph. You people may not have seen this machine as shown in this picture, telegraph machine. Even we have not seen actually. It is used earlier, not now. It is not used in our country. Also, I think there are very few countries around the world where this machine is used. How it used to work? It used to work like this: that the sender used to send something in code something in code, and that code was decoded at the receiver's end. So but now this is not. Earlier in India also, if you see in earlier times, what, if anybody gets this telegram, it was always assumed that something very important, very urgent, emergency kind of situation is there. That's why the person is sending telegram. So this was the thing. Now printing press. Now let's talk about printing press. With before the invention of printing press, Chinese used to block to print books. Now what happened, that earlier, Chinese, before inventing this printing press, used the wooden blocks. How? They used to put ink on the wooden block of the desired shape and press it onto the sheet on the paper. So you can get that kind of printing. So this was wooden block kind of printing, and it was really very time consuming. So what happened in 1450? Johannes Gutenberg invented first usable printing machine. How? He used metal letters, metal blocks instead of wooden blocks, and this was more easier than the earlier technique they were using, earlier technology. So, and this is called typesetting. Now you all will wonder, so it what was a big deal about printing? Because printing now you can print at home also, but here we are talking about printing press, means on printing on the large scale. So this was the problem, and now the of course now the things have become more easier. So if it this thing typesetting printing made printing of the books very easier, and so that one can produce many books, many copies within the short period of time, and it was very cost effective also. अब थोड़ा सस्ता हो गया था. Another invention, as you all know, computers and internet. Now computers and internet are very common. You have seen various computers also. You must all have been using this. Computers can be laptop or desktop, or now you have tabs, you have even cell phones, smartphones, like all these things. Now you are getting the benefit of this internet also, that through this internet only we are able to do the work in this lockdown period. So computers and internets are boon for us. And last thing is satellite. You know what is satellite? A satellite revolves around the planet. Satellites are of two kinds. One is man-made, another is natural. Natural satellite, you all know, which is the natural satellite of Earth? It is Moon. And man-made satellites, we are also making satellite. Why human beings are making satellite? We so that through these satellites we are very easily able to predict the weather or understand what is going on in the space, like so many things we can predict, so many things. Fine. So that's all. I think one more topic is left. Students, earlier TVs were not so common, television were not so common. Now we have so many channels on our televisions also. So all these thing has been made possible by the satellites only. Satellites की वजह से ये सब possible हुआ है. And also you have this GPS system also. Now it's become very easy for us. We just switch on our mobile and we put it on Google Tracker or something like that, so we can know कि भाई रास्ता रूट क्या है यहाँ से, destination से वहां से. All these things are possible only due to satellite. That's all for now, and if you have any problem you can ask your teachers.